Welcome back, everybody. Today we have a great topic and a great world behind me. If you want to join this world, it's a free realm. Join. We're having a good time. I think we're all in that little phase where, we're enjoying Minecraft for a month or two. So join before that ends, because that ends in like the blink of an eye. I've literally had realms going so well with all my friends, and then like one like Friday morning, we're just like, yeah, I think we're done with Minecraft. Like, it's out of nowhere. It hits you hard. So yeah, join. Don't grief. Have a good time. Why not? But today's topic is adaptation, which I haven't heard since like second or third grade when we talked about rainforests. But from what I know, it is changing due to your environment, due to the surroundings around you, or due to other reasons. So it's basically the solution to a problem. And I think this is very important. It isn't talked about enough because a lot of adaptation is just on the fly. And a lot of times we're adapting without even realizing. It's like when you look through biology and it's like humans used to have a tail or we used to have bat wings, whatever we used to have, and we've adapted to where we don't need them. And I just think that, like, if I look back in my life, there's so many situations where I've had to adapt, even recently. And I think this is like almost a key to living a good life. And most people become, I don't want to say lazy, but I guess complacent in their life. And when something hard comes up, a challenge or obstacle, they don't want to adapt. And let me just say some examples and we can go from there. So, something like recently, I was accepted for a short term job that helped with my degree plan in the college I'm going to. And I thought it was a great thing and I looked forward to it, and things online looked good. Well, not the reviews online, I should have read them. But things looked good and I was excited and I was looking forward to it. And then I start the job and it sucks. The pay's worse than I thought. It's not a good time and it's not what I want to be doing. And so I went back to my other job. I never quit that one, but I just got back my hours there. And I was sad because I was like, did I do something wrong? Did I mess up? Did I screw up? I feel like a screw up. And no, that job just wasn't for me. And that's okay. And a lot of people I saw in, that work group chat really weren't liking it. And for a variety of reasons. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, this isn't for me. Let's move on. I'm back in my other job, and now I'm making a new resume to apply to other jobs. So I'm still taking my step forward, and I'm happy. And I'm glad I didn't give more time to that job because it stunk. So that's a form of adaptation. And yes, I got sad and I had to change my mindset, but that was okay because now I'm on to bigger and better things. And I learned that the field that job is in, I don't want to be doing, and it sucks. So that was a good thing to learn. Another thing is when I was in high school, I played a certain sport and I got really sick and I couldn't play that sport anymore. And I was out of athletics for pretty much half a year at least. And the next school year came around and I really wanted to do a sport. And I tried to get back into that sport and it was just a whole mess and it didn't go my way. So I ended up switching sports to one that I never really heard of before. I don't think most people really have or really could explain it. And I am doing it, and it was a great time, and it was one of the best times I've ever had, especially in school and especially in something athletic. And it was an amazing time that I'll always remember. But I remember that period of time was just so hard in my life, and I was sad, and I would just not cry myself to sleep, but sleep so sadly. Like I would just be there just looking at the ceiling because I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I care so much about this sport and I can't play it anymore. And, what am I going to do from here? And then the process of trying to get back into it and it failing, I felt like such a mistake. And that's a lot of these adaptation phases. You feel like a mistake because you have to change, but it's okay. It's natural. If everything was perfect, then we would have no bad, we have no good, nothing would even exist. Perfect doesn't exist. And there is not a single person that you can find that has had everything go their way, that hasn't had to make a change, that hasn't had to make an adaptation. And that's okay. And another adaptation is actually this channel. I was making, it with my face. I was just talking with my face cam. And I was just like, I really don't like that. Like something's not hitting for me. And I've decided to switch this gameplay. And I know there will be a time where I probably won't care for the gameplay and I'll adapt and change to something more. I probably won't delete all these videos. I'll keep them around because I am enjoying this and I think they're coming out pretty well. But yeah, I will change to something new and that'll be okay. And the videos will continue to get better because I'll continue to care and continue to pour more effort into them. And that's okay. And I bet in that phase I'll probably get pretty sad too. This thought of changing, I feel like every year gets harder for people, and people just don't want to talk about change. We want to stay in our same ways. We want to stay complacent. We want to stay at our same school even though we don't enjoy it. We want to stay at our same job even though we don't enjoy it, because maybe we look forward to every Friday we do this and that's fun, and we're getting enough money from the job, or we're going to get the degree from the school, or we're going to do this with these friends who aren't the best to us, but they're good enough. A lot of us stay with good enough or complacency, or, you know, it's working at least. And I used to do that, but that's just bad. You should change, you should adapt. You have this life to make yourself happy. You are a single soul that is on this world for, I can't say it's for a specific reason, but the odds of you being in this time, in this period, and being yourself is 0.000 1. It is so unlikely. So use that lucky time that you have to do great things and to enjoy your time and to not be complacent, not stay at a job you hate or stay with friends you don't like or stay at a school that won't get you the degree that you want. And that's okay. Recently I had to change schools about, a year ago now, and I didn't want to, It was going to cost a bit more money. It was going to take me a bit more time, and I ended up doing it, and I'm way happier, and it looks way better on my resume, and the school's better, and I'm in a better degree plan, and it's nicer. And of course, you have to weigh the pros and cons. If the money was so much more, then I would have looked at other schools. But it was, an amount that was like, okay, I can take this hit and I'll be okay. And this has just been so many areas of my life. And like I said, when I'm complacent, things just get worse. And when I change and adapt, sometimes things get worse, but then I just change it again and I make it better. You know, Adaption is honestly the way to live. I would say a way of life. I think it is the way to live. I think it is the way to be happy. I think it's the way to do everything because everything is always changing, everything is always evolving, and that includes you and your life and your lifestyle and your happiness. So you have to take that and you have to continue to make changes. I've had crappy friends who would use me and I would accept it, accept it, accept it. And eventually I had to cut them off and make changes because I couldn't, look in the mirror at how sad I was anymore. Yeah, I mean, it's just these things. It can be something as simple as I used to work out in gyms and I just ended up not liking it. I felt kind of uncomfortable. And no matter what time I went there was always too many people. I just didn't really care for it. And then, I had to spend some money and I got a gym at home. And, it's a little raggedy. It's not perfect, but I enjoy it way more. I work out more frequently and it's better for me. And of course, that period, I hated spending that money and I hate the thought of like, am I weird for working at home instead of working at a gym because everyone else is working at a gym? But it's okay, and it's kind of a flex. Hey, I work at home. You know, Build the life that you want to live. Don't let other people get you down. You got it. Continue to adapt, continue to change, continue to grow. I believe in you. Subscribe.